Papa Scooter in the garden here. How y'all doing this evening? Good evening to be alive, right? As of any day. Thank you, Lord, for giving us the beat of our heart each and every time. Some pretty clouds over there. Stormy looking kind of, but I don't think it's good. I don't know. You never know about these pop-up showers. I started to say I know something about the weather, but I don't. All I know is when I see it raining, it's raining. When it ain't, it ain't. If we can go through life like that every day, wouldn't that be a blessing? Take it as it comes. Not worry about nothing. Not think about nothing, only what God's will is and God's telling you to do. That is the blessing, people. I tell you. Pull the big old, that daggum poplar tree. I don't know what that is right there. This grows there, I don't know where it come from. Sweet potato, that's an Irish potato, that's what that is. Anyhow, I forgot where I was at now, but looking at my mustard greens, see how pretty they are? Them old yucca bushes blooming. That time of the year. There's so many flowers. I got down from Daddy's old home place. These people drive like a maniac around here. Sign says 25 miles an hour. But I don't think the speed officer don't work or something. I know they're going every bit of 50, 55 down through here. But anyway, what can you do about it? As everything else in life, what can you do about it but sit around and fuss and gripe, raise Cain, and get your blood to boiling? Like that road right there, it's the road of life. You'd have to stay between the ditches, huh? The only way we can do this with God keeps us out of the ditches. We'd stay in the ditch all the time, wasn't for him. Well, I got one little piece of mail. They want me to borrow $30,000 at 0 APR. Yeah. They getting wise. They used to put a card in there once in a while, but I guess so many people started going head on and cashing in on that card till they stopped all that. As you know, they cash in on that card and they don't have to have no credit references or nothing. They just sign that paper. Use the card. Next time you know you're knee deep in debt. I know, I've been there. Credit cards easy to get, but they hard to pay for too. This is Pop in the Garden, and I know y'all want to hear some stuff about gardening, I imagine. But I get to jumping around first one thing another. I know Scooter's probably tired of hearing me talk about the same old thing over and over that I can't do nothing about. That's my mustard green right there, one of them. And that's my turnip. I got a swimming pool full of them over there. Plus I got a garden full of them out yonder. We got plenty of mustard, turnips, and rutabagas planted. And wife says she wants some dash from tomorrow, so I'm gonna get out there and get her a mess. Find a dash, just walk out your door and go gather your mustard greens or whatever. I get moved down the road in the new house the Lord's provided the wife and I with. I'm gonna still come down here every once in a while, check on things, plant my garden. And I plant something out there. I don't know if I'm gonna plant a full-fledged garden no more, but just grow a little something, you know. I really don't need this here credit card. There was a time in my life I would have been thankful for it. Well, you know, back in the day, the government didn't help you none. You had to defend for yourself. And I remember going to, well, I don't want to drag up old memories, but I couldn't get no loan. They said I didn't have good enough credit. And I said, well, how am I going to get credit if you won't let me have a loan to pay it back to show that I am in good standing with credit? You know, that's the same way with a job, same thing. You go and ask somebody for a job and they say, what kind of experience you got? And I said, I'll have to work somewhere to get some experience. And they said, well, we ain't got time to fool we. I said, well, I try another route. So I kind of tell them a little white lie and tell them I've done it before, you know, apply for a job. So, well, I've done this and that before, but it wasn't exactly the kind you talking about, you know. I ain't gonna get off in that no more. Right now. Let's talk about turnip green, mustard green, and cocoa grass. I've always called that cocoa. I don't know where the term come from, but that's the way I was raised, brought up to call it cocoa. And I have tillered, I have plowed, I have put a middle buster out here, I've done everything else, but I can't get rid of that cocoa. That's all it is. See that right there? Watch it. See that root on that skin? See that root? That's amazing. There's some old deer tracks out in there. Uh-oh, I think I got that little tick right there. They coming up. You see them? That's my mustard green, some more mustard green. I'm real tickled the way they turn it out. I know it's growed up grass, but ain't much you can do about it when you sow something like that. Just throw it out there. You can't plow it or nothing. You have to. See that? Scooter, if we get out the way, that leaf right there, it'll hide my whole hand. Won't take long to get a mess like that. If I can keep them grasshoppers out of it and them white flies. I hadn't seen any white flies today. They say if you keep it, they say. I read on the internet that white flies like hot, dry weather. There's one right there, but he don't stay very long. He moving on. They said 7 dust supposed to last like 3 months, or 7 dust spray, yeah. Supposed to last about 3 months. I don't know how long it lasts. But it's doing good on my greens. See, there's a big old leaf right there. That's that broadleaf, Florida broadleaf mustard. See there? And I guarantee get around over here and look now. Oh, there's a turnip down in there. They coming on. There's 2 right side by side right there. Kind of eerie out here today. You might see an old snake. Warms it is. But to see that, now that's, lay it down on the ground so we can look at it. And that's, back in the day we called that water grass. There were old slough woods that there grew. But all it is that little, see that little grass coming up everywhere? That's what that is. And it'll grow and make seed. Got a daggone root on it long as the stem is or longer. Scooter, what you see? See them old deer? I don't think no deer out here today. He likes to come out here at night. I let him out at night to do his business. And he can see them deer over there in that pasture just at night, and he'll bark and carry on. I don't see nothing. But he does. Now what is this in there? I don't know what that. Got pretty leaves on it. Oh, it's got a bottom. It's got a. We're gonna have more mustard than mustard and turnip. And that right there, oh, that right there, the white turnip. I planted some out here. I love them white turnips. Don't get me wrong now, I'm not prejudiced or nothing. Well, I guess I am, because I like white turnips better than I do purple top. Yeah. That's that rake my son bought me. It does fairly well with gravel too, though. If you pretty much rake up anything you got, like pea vines or whatever. But that's too much land laying out there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, other than just let it lay there, I guess. Oh, my neighbor beating on something over there. Scooter, what is it? What's he doing over there? The chicken's ready to eat. Well, I'm glad y'all was able to walk with me out here today. I hope everybody's alive and well. Well, if you're alive, I know you're partly well anyhow. Being alive is the most important thing, huh? But being alive in Jesus is the most important thing. that we could ever even imagine or think of. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go and y'all have a blessed day, and we're gonna talk to y'all later on.